What's up, everyone on YouTube? It's InDriver KG, and I don't know if you guys have heard, but tuning is officially available for the 2024 Elantra Ns, and that was a lot sooner than I thought. Originally, I was looking at the 2024s, and just my personal preference, I'm not a fan of the rear. I know it probably could be changed with some wrap or something like that. And the front looks good, but there's just something about this 2022 and 2023 model that to me just looks a bit more aggressive. I know some things have to be done before we can really decipher that, but for me, this was there, this was ready, and one of the last 2023s that were available here in Jersey. So what does it mean that the 2024s are able to be tuned? It's amazing. I mean, it means that now those cars, I don't think there's any difference with turbo or anything other than the bushings that are different. So that car doesn't have issues with like wheel hop and stuff like that. It's an extreme improvement on wheel hop and just the rigidity of that car and these models of the Elantra N. But I did also do the Turbo Tech motor mount in this car, so I don't have any wheel hop. It's still like, all right, maybe once in the blue, depending on how cold it is outside, because these tires do like to try and hook up, so that will give me like a thump, but not like a full like do, you know. So with that being said, with the extra power that's going to be added on, it's really going to put those mounts to the test on the 2024 model. And just like before, things are going to be mostly the same. So with a stage 1, you with N75 or any of the tuning companies for that matter, you're going to be looking at around 310, 320 wheel horsepower with no modification. Maybe with the intake and inlet, it may give like a few, not much. The intake doesn't do too much for the Elantra N and these 2.0T Theta engines. So when it comes to that, it's mainly for like a throttle response and noise. So the inlet will give you a nicer throttle response, a little quicker, and the intake will just give you nice like noises like that, like you'll hear it a bit more, and is a good amount different than the stock one. With this one, this is a stock airbox car, so the whole intake inlet system, all that is stock. On this car, we do have water meth injection, and we have the downpipe. Now, right now, we're on a base map from Daniel and N75, and they're over there working to really give these cars the power they deserve. And they've been doing that over at, well, Jersey drivers. Look at this. But they've been doing that for the past few years when it comes to tuning these cars. Now, stage 2, I would recommend going with a high pressure fuel pump. N75 and 6 have been working on an actual upgrade that's better flowing than the Sonata pump. So what that means is those cars will be able to support for up to 400 wheel horsepower without any meth or any type of octane adders or anything like that, any octane booster. So no boostane, no VP, none of that. You won't need it. At $4.99, I believe, or $5.99, something like that, that new high pressure fuel pump will be awesome and will be able to get you to stage 3. So like I said, with stage 2, you're going to be looking at spark plugs. You're going to be looking at that high pressure fuel pump just to be on the safe side, so you're able to support. And until that comes out in early June, mid-June, hold on, pull. You know I had to. I just had to. But anyway, Anywho, in stage 2, you're looking at just those little bit of things. Now, you don't need a full bolt-on car to go to stage 2. Honestly, all you need is, I would recommend a downpipe. A downpipe is going to be one of the biggest differences in the best mod you're going to do, hands down, for your Elantra. It's going to help with the sound a bit more. Like, as you see, this is what it sounds like with a complete catless downpipe and resonator delete, excuse me, and you get some nice pops with it. Now, before I was not running any upgraded pops and bangs, and it did give a bit more pops, which is really nice. And then when you want to go into eco mode to quiet it up, right away, see, it's the same throttle and it doesn't sound nowhere near as prominent, and it's a lot quieter. So that makes it really nice to, you know, change up. Say you just don't feel like hearing anything at that moment and you want to be as quiet as that Prius behind, in front of us, you can do that still with a catless downpipe. And if you do go with a catless or a catted downpipe and you don't want any issues with the check engine light, then you want to look into mini cats or J-Bin's mill eliminator, they call it. So those things are going to really help you out when it comes to that. And yeah, with stage 2, I recommend just a downpipe, high pressure fuel pump, and then your range 9 spark plugs, your range 9 cold spark plugs, step colder. So that's going to be either the HKS, the M45XL, or it's going to be the NGK step colder plugs. Now, those are a lot cheaper. I know the HKS plugs can run about $130-$100, something like that, and the NGKs are a little cheaper in that matter. So that's a lot better. And then when it comes to any type of like stage 3, now with that high pressure fuel pump, you're going to be able to support that without any mess. So this car, I believe, is making around 350 right now on this base map, and this is just meth downpipe, high pressure fuel pump, and spark plugs. And the high pressure fuel pump is supporting. This is a Sonata pump, so I do not have the new upgraded pump as of yet, but I have no cuts. This is the Snow Performance water meth kit. If you don't know what a water meth kit is, it is basically just a water meth injection, methanol. And what that does is it sprays based on your RPM or based on boost, sprays into your motor right before the throttle body, or sometimes after your throttle body, or at. And what it does, it lowers your intake temps and boosts your octane, and also cleans up your whole area inside, so you won't have any issues. All right, so let's see. That draggy is going to take a long time to turn on. I'm gonna tell you, this is a downhill, then very steep uphill. But just to see what we do if it hooks up on time. This is why I like the race box. Race box just clicks on, but a lot of people prefer the draggy. I have both. I just didn't actually put the race box in this car. Massive amount of spinning, like you really just don't have traction anymore, not with these. And that was followed by a fuel cut, unfortunate, with the traction control. You have to turn the traction off to really get a good one. So like I was saying, the meth injection cleans out your combustion chamber, keeps it nice and clean. If you're going to go with meth, I recommend you mix your own, because if you buy something like Boost Juice or the other one that's green or purple with different type of mixes, the issue is that color is going to leave a little bit of dye residue in your engine bay and inside the engine combustion chamber. So say you needed some type of work done, they would be able to trace that. But if you mix your own, it is clear as water. As you mix it with water, it is 100% clear. So there's no trace of it if you remove it. So that's a good thing when it comes to the 340 didn't want to come up. It would have been nice if he did. But anywho, you're going to be having fun in your 2022 to 2023s and 2024. Now that tuning is available, I mean, the sky's the limit. You're going to be able to throw your meth on, all that stuff, and you're just going to be insane doing it. These are great cars. These are great platforms for those of you who don't know. And like I said, stage one, you're going to be looking at around 310 to 330 wheel horsepower, depending on your spark plugs and high pressure fuel pump. Stage two, you're going to be looking at a little bit more. So you're looking at like 330 to 350, and with meth and now the new high pressure fuel pump, stage 3 or custom tune, you're going to be looking at 360 to that 400 wheel horsepower number. And after that, you know, with the DCT, you're going to start experiencing some slip after 400 pound-feet of torque, and it's very easy to get to that 400 pound-feet once you get a meth type of tune and you're on like a custom stage 2 or something like that. So just keep that in mind. You're going to want to look, if you have the DCT, at the DCT tunes that are releasing shortly. And if you have the stick shift, you're fine. You might want to go clutch once we have the turbo and stuff in. Then that's when you're going to start seeing some slip issue there. So all in all, that's it. That's all I wanted to touch on today. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go do some shopping at Trader Joe's. And until next time, we're going to talk about the differences of the 2022, 2023, and 2024 models. And it's subtle differences, but it is things that you would notice. So thank you guys for watching. Catch you next time.